Hi, my name is Diane Silva, and I live in Rhode Island. I have two daughters, a daughter that's currently 13, and another daughter that's 11. So the story I'm about to share is about our family and how we got to where we are today. My younger daughter Ella, when she was 5 years old, she was swimming at a birthday party, and she came out of the water screaming. Like I've never heard her make sounds like that before. It's like primal screaming. And she said she had a headache and that she wanted to go lay down. But luckily, we were at our neighbor's house, who was also a school nurse, and she looked her over and said, I think she might have hit her head. She might have a concussion. So we went to the hospital via ambulance. And once we got there, the attending physician in the ER said, I think she needs a CAT scan. She definitely has a concussion because she wasn't taking medicine. And um, we went for the CAT scan and found out that she had a brain bleed caused by an arteriovenous malformation, an AVM in her brain, which is like a tangle of blood vessels that help your brain to work. I guess is the easiest way I could say it. But so she had the AVM rupture, which was severe enough that it caused a pediatric stroke, hemorrhagic stroke, and that was August 1st of 2015. Prior to that, Ella was a healthy, happy, typical developing 5 year old girl. Who loved to sing and dance and tell stories, and also stubborn and independent, and had a great sense of humor. So at that time, it was just like kind of getting hit by a Mack truck. It came out of nowhere, but it was something that she was born with that her brain um, worked around. They call it like a bully in her brain, that her brain just maneuvered around it until it couldn't take the pressure anymore. So it's something that could have happened anywhere at any time. Luckily enough, we were here, we were home, and we were able to get her to the hospital quickly. So we were at Hasbro Children's Hospital, which is our local children's hospital here in Providence, Rhode Island. And the most emergent was relieving the pressure in her brain and going from there. So she had an emergency cradiotomy where they took a piece of her left skull cap because her injuries on her left side, and removed the skull so her brain had room to um, breathe, so to speak, to expand. Um, she also had a few times where we didn't think that she was going to survive, but she's a fighter, and she came through. We were in Hasbro Children's Hospital for 8 weeks, um, where she had a G tube placed and was in a medically induced coma for 2 weeks, intubated for 30 days, um, and lots of other procedures and medicines and lots of medical stuff that I didn't understand then that I do understand now. After leaving Hasbro, she was transported to Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital in Boston. Um, that was a long stay of rehab for 95 days, where when she first got there, medically she was medically stable, but also very medicated. Um, but she learned to swallow again. She started using her voice and gestures again, because they say she's nonverbal, because she lost her ability to speak, she lost her ability to walk, she lost her ability to enjoy life that she knew before. Um, so there's that before and after. And she was in Spalding Rehabilitation, sorry, for 95 days. And that's where she learned to swallow and to eat, um, to sit through therapies, to you know, gain strength in her legs because she had atrophy from not moving all of that time. Um, but yeah, we were there for a while, and my husband and I took turns going back and forth to the hospital with our then 8-year-old at home, and spending a few days there and a few days here, and just watching Ella's progress very slowly. As people probably have heard, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Um, so since then, we've been home since December 23rd of 2015. We came home 2 days before Christmas. Um, Ella's had a ton of therapy, OT, PT, speech, adaptive gym, and aquatherapy as well, both inpatient, outpatient, and at school. So she's had a variety of therapies. Um, so now here we are, 5 days, sorry, 5 years away from her injury, and she is now getting her some of her language back. Um, she can say probably maybe 30 words now, which is incredible because we it took probably almost 3 years to hear her voice again. Um, she has a communication device. She also uses a wheelchair. She's totally dependent, but still that stubborn, funny kid. Wears a TLSO, AFOs, wrist splints. Um, Participates in school, goes to school full days. Also goes to outpatient rehab a few times a week, and um, I just blanked on something. Um, yeah, so what I trying to get my words. So yeah, it's been a crazy up and down hills journey, but she remains happy, funny. She's like so quick witted. It's she can catch things before I can. So she loves to be around people. She loves to be with her friends. She loves nature. Um, she loves Alvin and the Chipmunks. She's really been able to participate in school, and she's also on a unified basketball team and a unified t-ball team. Like I said, she goes to swim, and yeah, she participates as much as she can. We get her out of the house, out in the community, and we just want her to be an active part of everything that we do. It's been a struggle, especially with getting her equipment and her therapies and insurance, and you know all that typical stuff that's difficult. But the joys are every day, that smile that she wakes up with and laughs and asks. Now she can ask for waffles with butter and syrup. Um, and her time that she spends with her sister and with her family and her extended family and friends is really important. That network of people has been really important because when it first started, we just felt so alone and isolated, which is very, I think, typical of when traumatic events happen. Nobody knows which way is up or the right thing to say or where to go or what to do. But luckily, we live in Rhode Island, which is a small state, and there's lots of services available um, for kids like Ella, but also for my older daughter, for my husband and I. There's support groups, and of course, Team Luke has been a great support to us. And reading Tim's book really had a lot of parallels to our own lives. And I think the important thing is faith and prayer and trusting in whatever the Lord's path is for us. We just take it one step at a time, and sometimes 1 minute at a time, and do the best we can and love. And I always say love wins, love hard, love harder. Yeah. So I just want people to know that they're not alone, and it's important to have that network. If it's people that are close to you or, in distance, they're farther away, it's still stories to share. Because I feel our stories are what connects us, and connection is important. And I thank you for your time and your patience with my story. And Who knows what'll happen next? Wait and see.